Hmm, where do I begin? Traveling amidst this pandemic is never easy. Flying means spending for another set of laboratory exams and getting the required documents such as the barangay certificate, medical certificate, and travel authority. These also means that I'll be leaving my loved ones for quite a long time. But that's okay, because flying simply means that I'm closer to that dream of finally starting my graduate studies in the US. After a series of repacking and arranging, I'm finally ready to go. I've said my goodbyes to my friends, boyfriend, and of course my family. I did cry a day before my flight, but during the day I traveled from Davao to Manila, I didn't feel anything. Probably because I've released all my kadramahan na, and the Davao to Manila trip is a familiar situation to me. Just with the addition of some precautionary measures such as social distancing, use of face mask, face cover, plus a heavier luggage. I stayed one night in Manila to get my passport from PAF, and now I'm all set to the US. I have two stops before Lincoln, Nebraska, LAX and O'Hare. My flight to LA was at 9 p.m., but I was so excited I arrived in the EU1 very early at 2:30 p.m. The check-in process started at 5 p.m. So while waiting for the counters to open, I already reserved my spot through my baggage and accomplished the health declaration form and the travel immigration form. Time check, it's 5 p.m. The check-in counters are now open. However, you need to pass through two sub-counters. The first counter will mainly check all your passport, visa, and ask your purpose for coming to the US. The second step would be a security check of your baggage. I have to say, I'm so proud of how I packed my things. Thanks to the vacuum storage bags and packing cubes from Shopee. Salamat Shopee! While the two sub-counters were brief, I did stay longer at the check-in counter, mainly because they need to confirm first that I'm expected to be in the US based on the type of visa I have. In terms of baggage, hindi naman ako nag-exceed. All my baggages were less than 23 kilograms. But I did give up my porkibas chicharon nung nasa Davao pa. So after that, I went through immigration and waited for the boarding gates to be open. The flight to LA was my longest flight to date, 12 hours and 40 minutes. I felt that my butt cheeks are hurt, but what I like about this PAL flight though is I can watch movies and they gave us pillows, blankets, and headsets to make our stay there comfortable. Apart from that, I'm also the only person in my row right side area. My two meal spa and a merienda. Touchdown LA. Gosh, I'm already on US soil. I passed through immigration and then claimed all my baggages. Since I arrived at Terminal B Tom Bradley International Airport, I have to walk for about 10 minutes to transfer to Terminal 7. Walkathon galore.
Towards Terminal 7, which is I think the last stop. Hinihinga na ako. So malapit na, dito na ako. Few steps na lang Terminal 7 ako. I think it's a 10 to 15 minutes walk.
LA Airport was comfortable for me because probably there are many Pinoys around. I was thankful to meet Sir John, who also gave me a short orientation about how to use this online check-in kiosk. I lodged my baggage and passed through security check. Another 6 hours and I'm ready to fly to Chicago. Plane is smaller, but the trip is shorter. 3 hours and 57 minutes. I arrived early in Chicago, so what I did is get some coffee and eat. Siyempre. Here, transferring from one terminal to another is also easy. Another thing about the O'Hare Airport are the art pieces around. Picture and selfie galore. I strolled for a while, given that I have 8 hours waiting time for my flight to Lincoln. I was a bit scared though for this flight because one, there's a possibility that it will be delayed because of a snowstorm coming, and two, the waiting area is a bit crowded. Well, I was just extra careful on where I put my hands on, not forgetting to wash hands and sanitize, and of course, continuous use of facial cover. The plane bound to Lincoln is way smaller, paliit ng paliit ang aeroplano ko, and a bit full. Nevertheless, it's only 1 hour and 49 minutes. It was a bit bumpy above, but overall, I'm just happy that we arrived safely. I was welcomed with the snowy weather, but felt warm with the help of my advisor, my lab mates Patricia and Carmen, who come fetch me at the airport, and my fellow Fulbrighter Cheryl. Cheryl even prepared a sumptuous meal for me. After 32 hours and 34 minutes, I've arrived in Lincoln, Nebraska.